cause y'all know what it is.
TNN Trap News Network.
I was with Rich Trapper.
I Bricc with you.
What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal, y'all? Rich Trapper tapping in, TNN Trap News Network. Back in this thing, back in this thing. It's like cracking this thing here at TNN Trap News Network. It's that good news you can use. It's that good knowledgeito you're not finna get in nobody's collegeito. Make sure you hit that notification bell at the top. Hit all, stay tapped in for the latest and the greatest. Hit that like, hit that hype, hit that comment, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit that share button for everything we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. Make sure you tap in. Leave a comment because we're going back to the chili giveaway. So when we get to 31,000 subscribers, we're going to make sure that we pick the best comment between now and 31,000 subscribers. And we're going to give you some chili, big dog. So it's important that you comment. It's important that you comment. It's important that you comment. Once we get 31,000 subscribers, we're going to make sure that we let y'all know an exact date and exact time that we will be doing a live to give away that money. You got Cash App, you got Apple Pay, you got Zelle, you got Venmo. Don't worry about it. We're going to make sure you get that chili. Make sure you hit that like button, that comment, that good subscribe button. TNN Trap News Network. We taking it back to the basics, man. Let's jump into this news. We finna slide into this good Kantiana, man. They are saying that it's new information being given on the big U case. You feel me? More information being given in the big U case. So we finna slide into this good Kantiana and see exactly what's going on, man. Let's tap into it. Let's go.
Update to Big U's case. There's been a bunch of motions to suppress various wiretaps and information. So I went through one of them that's 100 and some pages and summarized it so you can get a sense of some more of the inside baseball of the United States versus Eugene Henley. The FBI obviously was operating in conjunction with the LA Metro Task Force on Violent Gangs. Anytime there's a task force, you're in trouble. Most big cases come out of task force. That means local police, might be multiple federal agencies. So in this case, you had LAPD, LA sheriffs, FBI, DEA, IRS as well. The target offenses included interference with commerce by threats of extortion, being a felon in possession of a firearm, using a firearm in furtherance of a violence or dope trafficking, wire fraud, bank fraud, false statements and loan applications, conducting an illegal gambling business, and conspiracy to distribute controlled substances. The gun stuff always sounds the craziest, but
Sheesh. The gun stuff always sounds the craziest, but it's the trafficking and anything where the government doesn't get their money is what's gonna bury you. You feel me? That's the biggest thing is with the U.S. government, they be wanting they chili. So if you did a crime and they didn't, you did a crime and Uncle Sam didn't get a dime, oh yeah, you finna get some time. You feel me? You finna get some tizine.
you know, guns are a right for Americans to have. Even, you know, guns don't get you in as much trouble as you might think, but all of that wire fraud, bank fraud, that stuff will get you a lot of time. Just look at Sam Bankman Fried, a good white boy from the suburbs, doing 25. So this affidavit was about suppressing a lot of the wiretaps. Affidavit details numerous communications intercepted via previously authorized wiretaps. Okay, subject A, firearms trafficking and possession. Henley, a convicted felon. Listen, man, I try to stay very careful around. If I see a guy I make friends with and I know he toting, I gotta tell him. I already had a case like that. You got to make a concerted effort to stay away from guns. I mean, unless you doing something, don't just randomly be around guns. You can go to prison for it. Henley, a convicted felon, prohibited possessing firearms, was intercepted discussing a little one with Melvin Carter. And another
It's interesting though that again they're hitting him for possession of a firearm as a felon. Meanwhile, we see that whack, we got no jumper with a blower on him. It's all over the cameras. Meanwhile, you can see, you know, Snitch Honey always whipping his blue bop out. You feel me? Wack said he been to the pen. He loved to talk about how much penitentiary time he did and all that kind of stuff. You feel me? 600 loved to talk about how he was in the streets and all that kind of stuff. You feel me? So how do they have firearms but no charges? But that's a different conversation for a different day.
Henley coordinated with Lamarck Saunders to locate a stashed firearm, which the criminal network referred to as a toy. Sylvester Robinson was intercepted, verifying that an associate, Giovanni Jones had a toy on his person while visiting the reefer shop. And additionally, Zahir Mitchell, our favorite Bricc baby, was recorded negotiating the sale of multiple firearms with John Daniels. That sure sounds like a police-ass name. Hi, I'm John Daniels. I would like to buy guns from the Rolling 60s. Pricing several at $1,500.
That for sure sounds like a police name.
Each. So, interesting. Okay, what's interesting about this? When I said little one toy, who says a little one is a gun? Who says a toy is a gun? A federal agent testifying that he's an expert and he knows that in the LA gang street culture amongst the Rolling 60s, toy means guns. That's scary that can be used. Not to say that they're wrong or right, I don't know. I do have a friend.
But that is tricky that they can use that, because what if he's genuinely talking about a toy? Like Mattel.
He got sentenced to a long time for heroin trafficking, and he was guilty. But as part of the case, on one of the wiretaps, he had a white truck he had just bought. And you know how when you buy brand new, especially like expensive blue jeans, and you haven't washed them yet, the ink on them, like you may sit on something white, and a little of the blue may get on it. So when he let this other guy who was a drug dealer borrow his truck, he called him, was like, man, you got my white seats dirty. Watch that, I can't have you getting my white seats dirty. And they testified in their expert that was code for drugs that have been cut too much. And it wasn't. It literally, he got a seat. So once if you get in the Fed's radar, and these experts, these 40, 50-year-old men, I mean, whether they're white or if they're black, they're not people for their FBI, you know, their knowledge of slang.
He wanted to say if they black, they might be black, but they ain't real niggas. I feel like he wanted to say that they ain't no real niggas, or they might be black, but they ain't no real niggas over there. I feel like that's what he was trying to get at. He just knew not to say that word.
Where are they getting it from? So words you use on the phone, you know, you think you're being slick, whatever. Subject to extortion and robbery. Robinson, as Big V, was intercepted threatening a victim that Henley would escalate a debt owed from $3,000 to $20,000 and hunt the victim down if Henley's rental property wasn't cleared. So here you go again. This is probably something he didn't even think of at the time. I don't know if he's guilty, but I'm just going with the scenario. Someone owed him $3,000. And it sounds like he told him, clean one of my rental properties up. Now, did the guy mess up the rental property, or was he just someone who owed him? I'm not sure, but you owe me $3,000.
Seemed like he was owed $3,000, and the dude couldn't pay the $3,000. So instead of making a monetary exchange, it was an exchange for service. Okay, well, let me get $3,000 worth of cleaning up out of you.
And I'm gonna tell you, dude, this come fix up my father's house, or you owe me $20,000 and I'm gonna hurt you. That could be something you're not really thinking about it. You're mad at a guy, you know, whatever. I let a guy stay in the back room of my father's house. He's on some crackhead shit. He fucked up the room. He made the bathroom nasty. So now I'm like, you got to get out and you got to repair what you did at my father's house. And I'm so mad, I'm going to fuck you up and you owe me $20,000. That could just be, but it's the type of thing that goes in a Rico. Henley and Mark Martin, that's is that Bear Claw, were recorded threatening the owner of an auto repair shop, intimidating the owner into accepting $18,000 less for getting their cars fixed. During the call, Henry bragged that he had recently robbed somebody for $50K and used those illicit funds to pay for the vehicle repairs. So you hit a $50,000 lick, you're paying for the car, then you don't even want to pay for all of that. You intimidate the guy out of $18,000 less. So he's gotten in this state of mind. This is like a mafia, like in the Italians, where everything, I want everything free, half price. We stealing everything. We working all the time. We doing. It's not like a drug dealer who just, I sell drugs. This is every chance he gets, he's intimidating and taking, according to, was the indictment. Now these are the phone calls. Henley and Robinson also coordinated the extortion of an employee at Herba Cannabis Dispensary. We already know about that. That was one of the main things, him extorting the reefer guy. Financial fraud. Now, this may be one of the things that gets him in the most trouble. Intercepts reveal a bank.
Now, this is where the problems gonna come in for the biggest part. This is where the government gets involved. All the other stuff is still at a local level. Allegedly, hypothetically, in a made-up, make-believe world that doesn't exist in real life, in case any of you snitches is listening, the shaking down of a local auto body shop, stealing from the weed shop, them is local problems. Them is LAPD problems. This is at the most Los Angeles County Sheriff's problems. The FBI doesn't care about that. The DEA, the ATF, they don't care about that. You feel me? Like, okay, so what, you niggas can't get along? That's y'all problem. You feel me? That's not ever going to be the biggest thing on their desk. You know what I'm saying? Now, that paired with allegedly, again, allegedly, this is all just hypothetically speaking, hypotheticals, allegedly now using government funds or misusing government funds, and you didn't pay your taxes on said funds is the issue. They like to act like we gave you this money for A, but you did it for B. They like to act like that's the problem, but they don't really care about that. Don't nobody care about that. What they really care about is, nigga, did you give me my cut? Look at it this way. This is an example. Why is prostitution illegal? Because no way the government can tax that her flower. You feel me? That girl can use and give up her flower as much as she want, and there's no way to accurately track or tax that flower. You feel me? So with that all being said, taking it back, the United States was built off currency exchange, whether it was currency of slavery, currency of gold and spices, materials and fabric, you know what I'm saying, information and knowledge, to what we now have is the American dollar. There's always been a currency exchange in the United States. It's just depending on what that currency looked like. Was it a gold bar, was it a person, or was it paper money? That's always going to be the 1-2 step like here when it comes to that, my bad. It's going to be a 1-2 step like here when it comes to that. So, that all being said, let's take it back to what my man is talking about.
Fraud scheme involving Kent, Bull, and Robinson, where they discussed using a corrupt bank insider to fraudulently withdraw $100,000 in staggered amounts to avoid immediate detection. Separately, they had a mortgage fraud scheme designed to secure a fraudulent loan for Frederick Blanton Jr., maintaining Blanton's salary records through their city-funded non-profit. So the feds come down on this stuff very hard, because if people who get jobs at banks aren't very scared of working with, their friends on the outside of the bank that can make crimes, the banking system in, America runs on money. If you had a lot of shady stuff going on in banks, so they punished that very hard. And then Blanton was working, so you work for me, I'm going to give you fake check stubs, and I'm going to turn you on to my person at the bank, and we're going to pull out loans. They've slammed people for a lot of time. You guys who watch YouTube a lot, I'm sure you've seen that guy.
Yeah, because again, that's federal money. I don't know, why is this dude on my ass? Like, bro, if I slam on my brakes right now, you going to owe me something. I ain't anybody tripping on that little Nissan Rogue you got. If you had a Benz, I hit a brake on your goofy ass right now. Anyway, yeah, when it comes to the government getting a bag, that's not something that they're going to ever play with. That's not something that they're ever going to fall short on. That's not something that they're going to ever let you get over on. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to that Chiliana, when it comes to that, get that Gouda, that Guaparella, you feel me? The government ain't playing. They need all theirs.
Matt Cox, who talks about he was the mortgage fraud guy. And, he's a good YouTuber and a smart guy, and he doesn't rehash his case every single show, and he's interviewed a lot of people. But if you've ever seen him, he did 17 or 15 years, and he was snitching in jail. Like, he set a few people up in jail. He tells you about it to get 3 years knocked off, 5 years knocked off. So he got sentenced to like 24, 25 years and had to do 15 for a bunch of mortgage frauds. They don't play with that big money stuff with the banks because it's too risky to the whole system. They're more likely to give you a break on, yeah, we were selling some dope on a block where people already sell dope, or we shot the kind of person that already gets shot. Okay, we're gonna punish you, but you start messing with the financial system, narcotics trafficking. Bricc baby maybe didn't just make that name up. Mitchell was intercepted discussing his drug distribution methods, warning a buyer that his packages are distinctively branded with a T symbol. What were these packages? Were they eighths of weed or Briccs? It doesn't say. In this is a summary. We will find out. He also
The fact that they got that on the wiretap is sick, but somehow, some way, Bricc baby, when I say this person is close up on me, y'all, close up on me. Somehow, some way, Bricc baby was smart enough to pull a move that separated him from the crowd, that separated him from the group, because in actuality, everybody who was involved in this Rico had to have been working together, doing things together. It seemed like Bricc baby was kind of on a solo mission. You feel me? Like, oh, I see what y'all got going on over there. I see the play. I see the run that y'all got going on over there. I'm gonna run the same play. I'm just gonna run it over there. You feel me? You over here. I'm gonna run mine over there. You feel me? So somehow, some way, Bricc baby was, you know, smart enough to catch the game. We're gonna run the game somewhere else so he doesn't get caught up in the Rico. Now, does Bricc baby still have a punishable offense? For sure. That nigga's in jail looking at like 7 right now. But better than being a part of a Rico and a criminal organization and all that kind of stuff, because it gives you a lot more room to wiggle, and you don't have to worry about being tied to your co-defendants and their pleas and their statements being effective against you.
A female associate to law enforcement would not find the stuff at his residence because he stores a supply at a separate location in Culver City. Again, my understanding of this whole case is a lot of people got hot, including, I think, Bricc baby, because Big U's phone was tapped, and maybe a few other rolling 60s, but Big U primarily. I think you call Big U, if you call somebody and say some hot shit, that gives them a way to tap your phone. I'm sure I've been on a million phone calls of people whose phone are tapped, but I'm not calling them about shady stuff. My phone number has been mentioned in court cases. Why you call this number all the time? As if my number is something. But you can listen to me talk. I don't talk about nothing outside of a misdemeanor. So be careful who you talk to. You might not be hot, but if you talk to a hot person and say something, to go back to the first paragraph where they're saying toys mean guns, you could say something to somebody that means what it means, right? Hey, I want to come by and see you today and pick up a plate of your mom's soul food. Someone could testify that soul food is code for ounces of fentanyl. So be careful. Best not to be on. I don't even do anything. And the type of guys I know don't do anything, but everyone's so hardwired of like, they're just like, oh, you're around in LA, I'm gonna pull up. And that's it. Can I pull up on you? Are you gonna be over at such and such later? I'll slide through. That's it. Here's a breakdown of everybody's legal situation. Eugene Henley, aka Big U /Draws/Unk, he's the central figure and leader of the Rolling 60s, so they're calling him this, who orchestrates the Networx extortion.
And that's another thing that's crazy. They can do what they want to do, but they're calling this man the leader of the Rolling 60s. It's been said multiple times on multiple platforms by multiple people, gang members, non-affiliates, Bloods, Crips, Serrano gang members. There's no leader of any one gang. You know what I mean? There is no one leader of any one gang in any of these Los Angeles-based street gangs, any of them. So to put that whole title and that whole responsibility and that whole weight on one person is extremely shady by the court. But they understand that by doing that, it gives the jury more of a reason to be like, this guy's probably better inside in the jail than outside on the streets. You feel me? But there's no way one person can be a leader of an entire LA street gang. Like it doesn't operate that way.
robberies and fraud. I don't know that much about the Rolling 60s. I'm sure there's different power structures. I doubt if he's the leader of all of them, but Rolling 60s were listed as LA's most dangerous gang, I think, back when the LAPD made those type of lists in terms of their size and amount of criminal activity. So being called the head of that is not good. He has a 1991 felony robbery conviction. That's where he stuck up a sheriff who was undercover. They were supposed to be buying some bricks, and he robbed him. He's currently under investigation by the IRS for the nonprofit. Again, scamming nonprofits. Not good. Sylvester Robinson, a.k.a. Vay, a.k.a. V, acts as an enforcer and debt collector for Henley, has a pending burglary case with San Bernardino and was arrested by LAPD in 2022 after a firearm was discovered in his vehicle. He is actively involved in extortion and bank fraud. Mark Martin, a.k.a. Bear Claw, serves as the chief financial officer of the nonprofit Developing Options. So he was the face of Developing Options, the big nonprofit. He has a 94 felony assault for assault with a firearm, shooting somebody. He directly assists Henley with financial crimes, mortgage fraud, and intimidating extortion victims. The feds have this written up and structured very much like a mafia case. I mean, they're treating this like, like an organ. Like, listen, LA gang members, if they start looking at you and treating you in
They really starting to treat these niggas like organized crime.
court like mafia families, I would put my rag in the deep drawer and not throw no gang signs on social media, because Rico stuff can get a lot of time. Devon Douglas, aka Debo, convicted felon who stores guns. He was intercepted discussing and retrieving a pistol to confront another driver after an automobile accident. Somebody had a fender bender. They called this guy and say, bring one of the heaters up. He's in the Rico. Just for that. How you like that? Frederick Blanton Jr., an employee at Developing Options, implicated in mortgage fraud conspiracy with Henley and Martin. He's previously participated in robberies where Henley collected the proceeds. Stacy Henley, Henley's wife, she's also the mother of the deceased son of Big U, which is a sad story. Rest in peace to him. Henley's wife and co-founder of Developing Options. She's implicated in smuggling contraband into prisons.
Yeah, y'all see it, man. Quick little outfit change. Had to step inside and do training for an hour. Come back to this video. You feel me? I'm finna go actually slide on my nigga P Nice. We finna get some things cracking, but let's jump back into this content.
So I don't know, since he's been locked up, she mailed in something, maybe some weed or something, I don't know. So it sounds like she's caught a case since this all started.
So they talking about how Big U's wife allegedly might have brought something into the jail system that would warrant her being now a part of this investigative Rico or something like that. They're saying that maybe not, she brought something into the jail system that was illegal. Whatever that case may be, nothing's been proven, but excuse me. What we do know is this: the situation for the Henley family has been dire, with Big U, patriarch of the family, being locked up, his son tragically losing his life, and God forbid that his wife is now involved in flambery, skullduggery, and larceny, because that would just be an overall heartbreaking experience and heartbreaking story for this family as a whole. You feel me? So there's that.
Kent and Bull, unidentified co-conspirators orchestrating a scheme with Robinson to fraudulently withdraw large sums of money from a bank using an insider employer. That does not mean they are snitching. That could just mean these are names the feds heard, Kent and Bull, and they can't place them to any human being. Don't assume anyone's snitching. No, anybody could be, but I don't think that means that. Melvin Carter, Lamarck Saunders, Giovanni Jones, and John Daniels. Oh, John Daniels isn't a Fed. Associates recorded in various intercepts.
Bro, y'all didn't catch that Jack Daniels is the police name? Man, I was a kid at school. First I thought somebody was in trouble. Nobody's in trouble. They were supposed to go on a class field trip over the weekend, it was supposed to be kid-free in this thing, man. They said, nope, it's been raining. Field trip canceled. Come pick up your kids. But anyway, let's jump back into this content.
Acquiring, storing, or discussing the possession and sales of illegal firearms. So that's what's come out in this wiretap motion to suppress wiretaps. Bricc Baby sounds like he's got a lot. I don't know. He's in big use. He had his own indictment that he pled guilty to for the guns, but he's in this guy's thing pretty heavy. Hopefully they won't. It doesn't look like they're going to add to his thing, but not like he had drugs. Nah, the drugs could have been weed. And even, to be honest with you, with the feds, even if Bricc was selling a few kilos of cocaine in 2025 LA, they might not even bother indicting you, just to be honest. But it doesn't sound like Bricc. I don't know why people keep making videos about Bricc Baby's a snitch. I guess they get views, but that does not seem to be the case. But so that's one document. If you're interested in me breaking down more of these legal documents, we'll see how these views goes. Our profit, American dope, free to innocent.
All right, man, we up out here to the next one. That was Al Prophet giving us some news we can use, some knowledge we ain't finna get nobody's college. Update in the Big U case. We up out of here. We are gone.
Apollo Texas.
It's dangerous. Can't come outside when it's dangerous. Work all in the floorboard. Tell the ops check the scoreboard. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. And if you shoot, you ain't miss. A nigga ball like game 6. A nigga ball like game 6.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6. Miss it with the bullshit, you can save it. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6.
Game 60 bands on my neck when I got it on me. And I remember I was broke, I never let him hold me. Final seconds with my back against the wall. 81 point strong with this K, I call it Kobe. Running through this lettuce, nothing you can tell us. Gotta watch my back, I know that they get jealous. Real shit, I got rich, ain't gotta embellish. Real life made men, they call us good fellas. And I ain't got anxiety, I know it's intuition. May never love a bitch, but I for sure play my position. I know the streets talking, I'm cracking, so I ain't tripping. I said I play for keeps, but I guess them niggas ain't listening. Sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Shoot like Curry and I can't miss. Nah, you can't come outside when it's dangerous. You niggas never outside when it's never outside, niggas.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6. Miss it with the bullshit, you can save it. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6.
I've been winning, tell my ops check the scoreboard. Money in the attic, work all in the floorboard. Late night, that's the life that we pray for. Overtime with the pack is what we in the game for. Put myself in the game and everything is just a memory. Made a couple plays for the pain, not an enemy. Gotta watch my friends more, I gotta watch the enemies. Friends is hella fake, I know what enemies intention. I let it go until it click if I'm aiming. Started staying safe and ended up staying dangerous. Game on the line, see the pressure I can take. Hall of Fame shit, so with this mind, I'ma take. Niggas sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Niggas shoot like Curry and I can't miss. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous. You niggas never outside when it's dangerous.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6. Miss it with the bullshit, you can save it. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6. Miss it with the bullshit, you can save it. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6.
Safe like Jordan, call it game 6. Shoot like Curry and I can't miss. You niggas never outside when it's dangerous. You niggas always inside when it's dangerous. Shoot like Curry and I can't miss. Niggas sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous.